Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrasslin with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to Wrestling's where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improve like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.
Welcome to Wrestling with them Wrestling Boys. I'm the POT alongside my tag team partner Big E. And we're here to bring you another episode of premium wrestling content. What's going on, brother?
Hey man, we back like we ain't never left, man. Episode 84. Before we talk 84, because 84 is kind of stacked and got some good names. I want to know, first of all, let me explain this to you. This might be the best episode or the worst episode we ever had. Either or. It's been a dumbass weekend, and not in a good way. And I'm fired up. And we don't have no format. Ain't make no notes, no nothing. Usually I have 2-3 page, you know, how we talk everything. This is like the old days when we was recording and wasn't even putting them out, just practicing. And I don't know what's gonna happen. But I want to ask you something about numbers. What's your favorite number, first of all?
7.
Okay, my favorite number is 2. All right. Is it because it's lucky 7, and it's always 7 when somebody says pick a number 1 through 10? Is that what it
has
is?
Something to do with it. I don't really remember one I kind of where 7 was it. Maybe Michael Vick had something to do with that.
Big Ben.
Big Ben, yeah, that as well. Yeah. But yeah, 7. I'm even to a point where if I'm at a gas station, if it's not packed, I go to pump 7.
Yeah.
Just being real.
Okay, you're playing football, all right, and you're in college. You can have any number that what number did you always think was cool? Did you always want to wear, even if it wasn't your position? Like, what number did you always want?
34.
Okay, and what's that come from?
Man, Bo Jackson, Herschel Walker, Vayshawn Stanton.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just curious, because people dig numbers. My favorite number is 2, and my favorite all-time players, they both wore 2 in college. Deion wore 2. His practice jersey was always number 2.
Right.
Because that was his. He couldn't wear 2 in the league. You had to have a double digit
back then, right?
Yeah, they had the rules back then. They still kind of do to a certain extent, but what I'm saying, you might get a single digit wide receiver, stuff like that. But yeah, David Palmer, man, University of Alabama, man, the deuce, number 2. And then like Jalen Hurts and Derrick Henry, they all rock the 2. You know what I'm saying? So I love the 2, man. I always wanted to wear that as something. You know what I'm saying? So if I ever play like softball again, I'm gonna wear number 2. You know what I'm saying?
I can dig it.
Instead of 911.
Right. Absolutely.
Hey man, but this episode, I'm just curious, dog, and they ain't got shit to do with wrestling. But hey, episode 84, man, and you know who we got to go with the GOAT.
Well, I say he's my number. Definitely, arguably
Yeah.
Here's my thing on who we gonna say.
Okay.
To me, he's by far the greatest deep threat receiver ever. By no comparison. Nobody get stand in the same room with this dude.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's called bossing somebody.
Yeah.
I just gave it away.
Yep. Randy Moss. But he had some company. Shannon Sharp.
One of the greatest receiving tight ends to
Yep.
ever play the game.
Right. You had and Sterling wore 84 at one point.
Which would have been a Hall of Famer if he didn't have an injury.
Right. Yeah,
Wait a minute.
absolutely. He is in the Hall of
Yeah,
Fame
he
now.
just got in, but he would have got
Yeah.
in much earlier. But yeah, he did get
Way
in.
earlier.
Yeah.
And
All right.
man, because the stuff he used to do even before Favre with what was old boy name? Magikowski.
Mikowski,
Yeah,
Magic
Magikowski.
Man, who was
Yeah.
number 7, by the way.
I got you. But Roddy White.
Yeah, definitely one of the best Falcons receivers ever.
and really came into his own in the latter years.
Right.
You know, became, a top guy for us, really. Andre Rison wore 84 for the Colts. So we get to mention Rison twice. You know what I'm saying? And Antonio Brown.
Which was crazy.
Yeah.
But he was a great receiver.
Yeah.
In his prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's definitely, of course, it's so many different. It's not how you start, but how you finish, all that. So they'll never, ever forget him walking off and all that stuff. But in his prime, bro, he was that dude out there.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. And what about old boy from the Bengals? I can't remember how to say his name. TJ
Ushmazada.
Yeah, he wore 84. So
yeah, he don't belong on this list, but
you don't think so?
Nah, he was solid.
84. Yeah,
I mean, he was solid. I mean, he was solid.
Yeah,
he was solid.
Yeah, but I mean, you do got to realize Randy Moss is on the list, so everybody doesn't really belong there.
Yeah, but I don't even think Ushmazada even. We mentioned the Sharp brothers.
Yeah,
I mean, Roddy White.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. I get it. Yes, sir, boss. But shit, like I say, man, we ain't got no format, man. We just kicking it today, man. And I'm just happy to be on here. Damn having a format or whatever. This is therapy. Welcome to Wrasslin is way more than a podcast to us. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't ever lied.
Yeah, way more. Like that nobody. People that do this stuff, I'm sure that they'll know, but nobody really know how much it means to you and the work that goes into it, and just it's not like this is our full-time job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like stuff has to be done, like, and it's little stuff, but it's every single day is something. You know what I'm saying? So,
I want to, before we dive into whatever we're going to dive into, I want to point some things out real quick. Shout out to Jay Evans, who's in town from Ethiopia. Great seeing him. Saw him Friday night. Watched the World Cup finals. Congratulations, Spain, by the way, who beat Argentina 1-0 in World Cup finals. But hung out with Jay two night. That was pretty cool, man. Also want to shout out Jason King, Dwayne Big Dog Willis, Keith Dollar, and then also today, that was Friday, and then today Keith and I hung out again with Jay, and then 2 more guys that you don't know these guys, but a guy named Quays, who's one of Jay's friends from college, Georgia State. Shout out to Quays, who's actually he's a Welcome to Wrestling subscriber and listener. And another guy, T, who you remember Stack from high school, Calvin. We called him Stack.
I don't remember.
Okay, well, he used to hang
But
out
shout
with
out to
Charles.
him though.
Yeah, well, Stack. Well, he wasn't there, but Stack played
Oh,
basketball at Marietta, and he buddied with Charles Sutton and all them guys. They was like
oh,
a grade ahead of us. But
oh, okay.
his brother T, who didn't go to school with us, but they were brothers. Matter of fact, I played 3-on-3 hoop it up back in the day with T. We had a team. It was four of us. It was me, T, Stack, and Montreal Trello.
Yeah.
And we was called the Fish Heads, which I don't know where in the hell we got that name from.
What?
But yeah, but T was over. So shout out to T and Quays and those guys, man. Really had a good weekend as far as hanging out with them guys. So I just want to shout them guys out real quick, man.
That what's up, man. Yeah, absolutely. Ain't nothing like catching up, man. Especially because you grow up with these guys, and sometimes like you know people, but y'all get kind of closer the older you get. Sometimes, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
and different stuff. But people move on. People live lives,
And
and
life be lifing, right?
man, what I'm trying to tell you, so almost everybody got kids. Some of them got more than others, and man, shit just be happening. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
So when you do get to take a breather and hang out with your boys, man, you got to enjoy every minute of it. Especially when you got a little crew like y'all had and y'all can all get together. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So, yeah. And I know Big Dog was there, so I know y'all learned a lot. So that was good. Shout out to Big Dog. Oh, man. Hey, I ain't finna put Jay Evans out there, but my favorite story is the Georgia football game story, and we ain't got to go into detail, but you know what I'm saying? That's hilarious. But
Yeah,
I
it
feel
was.
you.
Well, hot. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, yeah. That's hey, you know, right?
Oh man, and we'll leave it at
You gonna leave it at
that.
that.
Oh man. Well, let's talk a little bit about a little wrestling. Had Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, all that, and had Saturday night's main event. Um, I will say, I believe we were right about Sammy losing the belt and kind of turning psycho, kind of.
Right.
He really showed that Friday on SmackDown the way he attacked CM Punk. It wasn't nothing. That was no wrestling at all.
Right.
He attacked him like they've been beefing for years, and they was like, it's on site.
On site.
On site. And that's exactly how they made it look. So it changed the trajectory of the matchup to where if Gunther and Sammy won, it turns into a fatal four-way
Right.
for the title at SummerSlam. So we had that walking into Saturday night's main event. Anything catch your eye this week or you want to talk about before we get into it about Saturday night's main event?
I'm
Go ahead.
ready to just kind of like go through the card real quick, man. I mean, of course, we're gonna obviously talk more about that main event, but I also want to talk about that last segment when we'll get to it. I have a few things to say about that.
Okay.
Uh, but
I'm with you. All right. So, like I said, I don't have nothing written down, but I believe the first match was the tag match with the
right,
ladies,
right.
Brie Bella and Paige. It's crazy to see Paige back like that. You know what I mean?
I know.
She's kind of like a CM Punk look, like to where they had to go somewhere else to kind of grow up a little bit.
Right.
And she's done been through some stuff, man. Like that's a story. Like
Yeah.
they made the movie about her, about
Right.
there and their family, but there's definitely a part two now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With just her and all this, bro, just the sex
Yeah.
tape stuff
And
and
then the Alberto Del Rio stuff and
going to
yeah.
AEW and
Yeah.
just all what a story that is,
Right.
and yeah, it's crazy. Hey man, have you seen CM Punk and on Stephanie's yet?
No, but I saw a little
Oh
clip of him talking about how he proposed to AJ. I thought that was a trip.
yeah, yeah. Um, like what he said about the pipe bomb, the way he
Yeah.
talked about
Yeah.
it and stuff. I thought that was definitely. I like the where she's at doing these things.
Right.
I'd rather her be doing this than me, hearing her yell on TV. Which
Right.
don't get me wrong. Now Stephanie played her part to a T. Like she was great. I think the older
Right.
she got, the better she got. Even when she was young, though.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it takes nothing away from her, but she's so good at this. Her and I forget the other girl's name she does it with, but they're really good at it. I don't care what you think about the McMahon stuff, whatever. She kills it at doing the podcast and doing the interviews and stuff like that. And people just seem to, especially everybody knows her and they've worked for her and they don't have a problem opening up to her. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
So the one she did with Usos and Roman and Solo and Jacob and Tamatanga and bro, that was so when they were on that boat, bro, that was good. Like she knows what she's doing. But anyway, we're already getting off topic. But but the match is what it was, man. To me, it wasn't the most exciting thing. You got to showcase the women. You got to give them when they do the Saturday night's main event. A lot of times it's 2-2. You know what I'm saying? Two
Right.
guy, two guy matches, two girl matches. You got to showcase both. So they, let them get a win. Wasn't
Yeah.
okay. Uh,
I will say this. Um, it definitely wasn't the match I was excited about, just being real.
yeah, like
I will say this though. I do think that because you got to think Paige and Brie Bella both been out of the ring a long time. Even though Paige did some work in AEW, but she still wasn't in the ring often.
right. She wasn't a full time.
She was still protected, but
Yeah,
I think like some of the ring rust is starting to knock off with both of them. I felt like this was one of their better matches, to
yeah,
be honest with you, as far as them working as a tag team. But I felt like the title change was needed though, because I just
yeah,
felt to me it was awkward that they would tag. I get that it's Brie Bella and Paige, and they've been
yeah,
champions since WrestleMania, obviously. But I kind of think Fatal Influence. I think they needed to win that because the buzz they had when they first debuted on the main roster. Sometimes you lose that buzz, and you know how WWE do at times where they kind of like don't pull the trigger fast enough. And I
yeah,
felt like they needed to do something. However, I was thinking that what was going to end up happening was like Nikki was going to come back and maybe do like a heel turn or something, which maybe they both would turn on Paige or something. I'm looking for something like that to happen down the
right,
line. But I thought maybe that's how they're going to lose the titles, the tag titles
right.
or
That's what I
something.
thought as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
no, it was a title change. They did
yeah,
that.
okay, yeah, okay. All right.
Yeah.
The JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. I mean, Danhausen.
Well,
JD,
you had
you had Dirty Dom out there, and then your
yeah.
boy come out.
Yeah, well, they had the little housings and the mini, however they call the little guys, and
Yeah,
you know, anybody that kind of course, we knew he had his affiliation with the Knicks already, right? So
Yeah, with
anybody
the person
who
thing.
knew when he had the cat at SmackDown, all that, it was like it had to be Carl Anthony Towns, right?
Right.
So the match itself was a typical Danhausen match. It wasn't nothing. It was typical comedy. Dom and JD beat the mess out of him. Really, it was like a 2-on-1 handicap match.
Yeah,
and
but
even with well,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll talk.
even when the mini houses came out there, they beat the brakes off the mini houses. You know what I mean? But they
Yeah.
gave Danhausen a chance to get out of the ring, go to his machine, and then boom, here comes Cat.
Right. And
With,
if you're gonna have a celebrity involved, that's the match you involve them in.
absolutely,
You
absolutely.
know what I'm saying? So, and then you get the Knicks, yay, and all that, all the
And
Knicks
shout out
fans, because you're in the
JD
garden,
Madonna sold the hell out of that choke slam.
bro, and Dominic did too.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they showed him some love. It looked like a
yeah,
jelly roll choke slam.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I say that to say when you do have the celebrities involved, you didn't have to. That was where the celebrity should have been involved at, is what I'm saying.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah. So let's talk. Let's talk Bailey and Valkyrie. And two ladies got busted open last night. Valkyrie got busted open. She looked like she got busted her nose open.
And that
And
happened early in the match too.
yeah, yeah. So and it was a good match. You know Bailey gonna show up. Bailey gonna show up and perform. But you got Stephanie who's doing this. She's crazy now and all this and that. And she was bleeding the whole time. Bro, I'm gonna tell you what it looked like though. After the match, she won the match, and then she wouldn't stop beating on her. It looked like they rolled Bailey off TV for a while.
Yeah, the rumor,
Or wrote her off for good.
yeah, the rumor innuendo. Yeah, they're saying her contract is almost up. And like you said, it was like like you said, they look like she's done. Um, which is she's I think she would be a casualty of the budget, of the veterans wanting them to take pay cuts.
Mm-hmm.
But her contract is up, so of course she would have to renew, my
Right,
understanding. And I know that, who takes, especially a veteran who takes they're not going the other direction, more than likely. It
yeah,
it looked like that, with a contract, she's going to be a casualty of the budget, right?
right,
And my understanding is that her contract is about to be up. So it's not that they asked her to take a pay cut. It's
mm-hmm.
like she's gonna have to renew. And obviously they don't want her to be at the number that she's at. And
Right,
normally when veterans re-up, just like any sport or whatever, for the most part, they get more money. Right.
right.
And that's not how this thing works with WWE. So
Not,
so
not now.
yeah, not with TKO. So
Uh,
so that's the rumor. And then you see Mercedes Monet, she tweeted a hourglass and all this other stuff recently. And
yeah.
that's her buddy,
I'm
they
sure they've been talking.
yeah, they have for the horse women and all this other stuff. So
Right,
and you gotta think how they've been booking Bailey the past year and a half or so.
man.
She's been
They
taking some
totally,
L's.
they totally dropped the ball on her with kind of crazy gimmick that she had. They dropped the
Yeah, I
ball.
don't know what happened with that.
They dropped the ball on that. And
Yeah,
like I say, we're not bitter. We don't bash, but we will tell you when we think somebody's wrong or something we just don't like. We're
right,
not gonna sit here and talk about people's character and stuff like that. But this is bad. This bad booking with her, and it's been that way for a long time.
right.
And she, as a worker, as her personality, she deserves way better. And
I mean,
maybe,
they left her completely off of WrestleMania 41.
yeah. And there's 2 nights. You mean to tell? I
Yeah,
mean, how do you think that feel? What a gut shot that must be.
right.
Like you can imagine the older guys thinking like, man, what if we had 2 nights of WrestleMania? I'd have been on there every year.
I mean, you got to think the year before WrestleMania 40, she won the women's world title
Right.
versus Io Sky, and then the next year you're not even on the card. I mean, it was supposed to be in the tag match, and then of course, I mean, I get Becky Lynch came back, as a surprise,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah,
like,
but still,
yeah, that's crazy. So
yeah. So, well, anyway, Valkyrie, saying today, I guess they just gonna keep, they gonna push her because they made it look damn good last night, and
yeah,
and like I said, it looked like we said, it looked like they have written Bailey all the way out of WWE, and she's gone. And I mean, what do you think is going over there in Tony Khan's mind with all this budget cuts and stuff? You think he's like getting antsy? I know they're not going to sign every single person, but Bailey is not no average worker.
no, she's not. I mean, you would think that. Again, we're not none of these people, and they're not gonna sign everybody, but you know that he's working on the New Day.
Mm,
They said actually they haven't officially signed as of yet. What the rumor is, but they said they already been working on creative with
right.
the company and talking about with the because of course obviously they would do some of the Young Bucks and probably the Hurt Syndicate and all this other stuff because they had history of
They
Hurt
are.
Syndicate. Yeah, so that would make sense.
Yeah.
And but then you like to your point, you would think they would get Bailey, especially being Mercedes' buddy, and she's one of the four horsewomen. Uh, and you would think that they would probably sign Sheamus. Maybe, maybe not, but I mean, why wouldn't you? So who knows? Who knows? My only thing with AEW, their roster, so they have so many wrestlers on their roster, they don't really use everybody.
Right.
I mean, yeah, it's cool that somebody is all elite now and all this other stuff, and they might get a buzz for a few months, but they have so many people on their roster, and then what are they gonna put in the Don Callis family, or you know what I
Right.
mean, or
Yeah.
it's like who knows, So I don't think they have the best booking committee either. I mean,
Right.
it's hard. It's easy for us to sit here and play armchair quarterback, right?
Right.
So I don't know, man.
Well, you can't do nothing but wait and find out. But we do know they're losing talent. Sheamus more close to the end of his career than Bailey. Bailey
I
got
agree.
so I can see the Sheamus part, but having a hard time seeing. But you really don't surprise you, honestly, because of the way they've been booking her. So who knows, man? I don't know what's got going on. I wonder how Triple H and them feel about it. You know what I mean? I don't know if what kind of say they got or whatever, but I wonder what's going through their mind, like nervous about losing this one and that one and this one and that one.
Right. Plus, they got their bosses, TKO,
Yeah.
with Ari and those guys. I mean, just like even going all the way back to WrestleMania with the Randy Orton Cody feud, and they said Ari was the one that was like, get Pat McAfee involved, and they were like, we don't need him, and McAfee didn't want to do it at first, but it was like they did need that, and then they got backlash. So it makes me wonder, because of the fan backlash was so negative. Like, are they going to listen to the fans in the future and be like, well, maybe we don't need to do this, or are they just gonna be like, oh well, hell, we TKO, we can do whatever we want because we doing it anyway, and the fans gonna like it anyway, or we don't care because we got their money, they still paying the ESPN, they still paying the Netflix, we getting our sponsor money, and they gonna like the product, even if they don't like the product, they still gonna watch it. We don't care because
Yeah.
they're not homegrown wrestling promoters. They just a rich group that bought a product that was way established because of a homegrown wrestling company that was, generations down the line. Like, Vince Senior, Vince Junior, even Vince
Yeah.
Granddaddy was a promoter,
Yeah.
and it's like Vince built that thing, like him or not, it is the way it is because of Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Yeah.
And TKO took it over, which and there's nothing wrong with going a different direction, getting a new leadership, and and try different things. And of course, they got more money than ever before, with Endeavor, TKO taking over. But it's just like, man, the ticket prices sky high, and like the ESPN thing, and it's
Yeah.
man, they in our pockets, man.
SummerSlam's not even sold out.
So what?
SummerSlam's not even sold out.
Right. Well, we remember having WrestleMania.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, and this could be totally wrong and not even be close to anything. You got Brock Lesnar retiring, AJ Styles retiring. You think that had something to do with it? Them knowing about the pay cuts coming, or hearing about it before then, or knowing stuff like that's going to be happening?
That's a great observation. I don't know. That could have something to do with. We don't know, but that would make some sense though.
And it doesn't mean
Especially,
it's fake that how they did AJ and how he felt and everything, because it's still retiring, it's still not working there. But and of course they've kind of made a position for him, and of course he's not getting paid what he got paid as a performer.
right?
But their deals are up. They have to renegotiate. And it's like,
Yeah,
I got a few years left in the tank, but I'm not finna do it for that. When I've
that's
been
a good
making
point.
this and be away from my family, I'll just retire.
And think even with Brock, I mean that's a great point, especially with AJ. But even with Brock, he was Vince guy.
Right.
He pretty much wrote his own check. Brock could, Brock did what Brock wanted to do, and Vince probably like, oh damn it, put another zero on it. Hey pal, I got something in mind. And
Yeah.
well, you got to pay me this.
Yeah.
But maybe TKO is like, man, Vince ain't here no more, buddy.
Right.
We gonna honor your contract throughout. I mean, we don't know, but it's like throughout whatever your term is.
Yeah. But when it's up,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
really,
we
when
not
I
gonna
get
pay
it,
you,
yeah. Yeah.
this
Yeah.
much, and you show up 3 matches a year.
Right.
You get paid more than the damn roster. The
Yeah.
only person probably make more money than him is Roman Reigns and Cody.
Right. And what happens when their
And
deals
probably
are,
Punk now. You know what I mean?
yeah. But I mean, you're gonna pay your top guys. But
Right. But and Brock's a top guy, top name, even
yeah,
now, but it's like
but not with
again,
longevity.
yeah. And
Yeah.
plus he still shows up. Even Roman Reigns is part-time, but like, he I mean Brock Lesnar, we might not see him. Like he literally might wrestle 2 matches a year.
Yeah. And he don't like crowds and stuff like that, man. He's just
Yeah,
the old country boy,
yeah.
He might not even do the Hall of Fame. Oh, go to hell. It's not even a real Hall of Fame anyway. It ain't like you can go visit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, true. Who knows? He probably like, I'll pass.
You
So we
know,
want to give you your flowers. I don't give a damn about that.
right? But I do think he has love for the business, though. I don't think he has. I don't think people give him as much credit as they should as far as the love for the business he has. I don't think he's, just want to. Sometimes you just want to do different shit and do your own thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And Brock Lesnar to me seems like he likes to test himself. And he thinks he can do something. He's going to try it. Going to the UFC, trying to play football. He almost prevailed at both of them. Because he
Right.
killed UFC, but that motorcycle accident, you don't know if he could have made practice squad, whatever. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Anything could have happened. He made the practice squad and get called up, and who knows? But that don't mean you don't love something. And I do think he's got love for and respect for the business. I think he has more than people actually give him credit for.
Right. Right.
But yeah, man. Well, let's get to the segment before we get to the main event. And I'll let you start talking about the Roman Reigns, and go ahead. I'll let you take that.
I'm gonna say this, man. Of course, I look at my YouTubers and all that, and they was not happy about this segment. I personally didn't have a problem with it. My only issue was why was it the last segment? I understand because it's Jalen Brunson. They had the garden. I get it. I just felt like they should have let the Cody and them match been the final thing. I think they should have probably did that segment before that. But I didn't have a problem with it. I think it probably went a little too long.
It's 25 minutes. It was longer than any.
Yeah, yeah. I had an issue with that. Like it was too long. I did like the whole Halliburton thing though,
Yeah,
because especially Halliburton got ties with WWE anyway, so it wasn't like it was just some random.
they're huge WWE fans. There's no
Yeah,
that.
yeah, and they had run in before in WWE
Yeah,
2 years ago.
right.
So I didn't have no problem with it though. But it was too long. I do feel that, but I'm glad that at least they still got Seth involved. Where it wasn't just okay, these two guys celebrating and that was it. I'm glad
Yeah.
that Seth got involved, with the Halliburton thing. I didn't have no problem with it, to be honest with you. I just felt like it was just too long, though. That was my only issue, and I just felt like it shouldn't have been the main event. That shouldn't have been like the end all of that particular show. But the people, and I know this not everybody, they just the internet community or whatever. Them people was not happy about that. A lot of people was like,
It's
who
25 minutes
cares?
of wrestling that you don't get, is what a lot of
Yeah,
people are looking at. But
yeah.
you can't, you got SummerSlam in 2 weeks. You can't top load the Saturday night main event card. You got to stick to it being entertaining and and you also have to, it's on a different platform. It's not your regular fans watching that stuff a lot of times. The Saturday night
Plus,
main event was for people that didn't really watch USA Network. It was on a prime time channel that everybody had. You understand what I'm saying?
plus they at the Garden.
Right. It ain't like the
the
Knicks won 6 months ago, bro.
right
It just happened.
Fanatics Fest. They had the SBs a few nights before in New York. Like they had Fanatics Fest. Brunson's the king of New York right now.
And you got to
I
get
mean,
that cheap pop and cater to the crowd, to the home crowd.
yeah.
You
Well,
know,
I ain't have a problem with it, man. Like I said, but to your point, the
it was
25 that
long. 25
yeah,
minutes is long
they could have cut that down
yeah.
significantly, and I
I
mean
tell
that could
you,
have been like a 15-minute, if
right.
not less than that.
Yeah. That was a whole Saved by the Bell episode. You know what I'm saying? Whole thing.
Literally. I mean, yeah.
I tell you what though, oh man, I forgot what I was gonna say. It was a damn good point. Seth Rollins had better did something to Roman Reigns this week. The way he talked to him,
Right.
and I know he got some. I know they got it in, but he gave it to him bad Monday. Roman Reigns gave it to Seth Rollins in that promo something serious.
Yeah,
And
he did.
he need to try to beat Roman up every time he see him for that promo. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
But shout out to Roman Reigns, man. He came a long way with them promos, dog.
Yes, he did.
Long way. But that's why he is who he is. You know, that's where that work ethic comes in and getting better every day. And that's why he's the tribal chief. But let's get to the main event with CM Punk, Cody. They made their entrance, you know, kind of joking around a little bit, smiling. As soon as that Sammy music hit and he got there, full on brawl, which the way it should be. Sammy should be pissed. And he should be pissed. And the justice for Sammy's shirt, bro.
I mean,
Anyway,
he started out the match with that shirt on. Like he didn't take it
yeah.
off till like, till they got knee deep in the match.
Mhm.
And I love, to your point, I love the match was a good match. And I
Yeah,
like the energy. I like how it was on site. And like all four of them was in their bag, like really was like they hated each other, like
yeah.
the opposition. Because Cody got the thing with Gunther, which makes sense.
Mm.
Sammy and Punk, which I mean, obviously all that makes sense. I think the story obviously made sense as far as what we dealing with, and the stipulation added to the match
Right.
made it very intriguing. And I just felt like the match itself delivered. Like it was hard hitting. They both. It was like everybody got their stuff in.
Mm.
The haluva kick, and then where it's like they had the one near fall where uh Sammy saved the day, and when he put. I mean, it was
Right.
like
And
they
yeah,
was in their bag, man.
when Gunther had it, and then Nick Aldis. So clearly we're gonna they end up winning. There is no fatal four way. Clearly we're gonna first of all, clearly we're not gonna get clearly we are gonna get Nick Aldis and Gunther at SummerSlam. Does Sammy make his way into that match and it being a triple threat? Somehow, some way.
I mean, that's a good point, because if he don't, then he's gonna get left off of SummerSlam, which is a damn shame.
Because who else is he gonna go after? If you just lost the title, then who are you gonna go with? What's the point?
Yeah, and there's only 2 weeks left.
Right. So either it's a triple threat or he's not there, period. Or he calls Punk the title. And then it goes right back to Cody.
Which I don't.
Which is
I hope, man.
and then because if it does, the crowd's gonna go crazy, and not crazy in a good way. They're gonna get to
Yeah,
that point where, and then you've got Sammy heel. You can't turn Cody heel now.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know. I do know it was hilarious when they were standing in the ring together, Punk and Cody, and when he went to put the belt on his shoulder, and it slapped Cody in the face. And if you could read Cody's lips, it was like, you motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because he didn't even notice he did it and just walked out. You
Right.
know, I thought that was very slick. I love how they threw that in there. But I am curious. I am wondering what happens now. I'm excited for people that don't know anything about Nick Aldis to see him perform in the ring one time.
Yeah, I can't wait to see good old Magnus
Yeah,
get, I like I'm I'm all for that. I'm all
right.
for that, you know. and I know they've been teasing that for a while, and I'm glad. Look like we obviously about to get that.
How jealous
So
is Adam Pearce right now?
scrap iron, yeah, I know, right? I mean, maybe they'll do Pierce versus Aldis down the line, right? You know,
Right. Yeah, I'm excited too about that. I'm excited too. Um, but all in all, the no matter what you thought about Saturday night's main event, the main event, as it should have left a good taste in your mouth. That when the show went off, that should have left a good. That's how good the match was. That's how good the story is, or we hope it's going to be anyway.
right?
Because that should be going through your mind, like, okay, Gunther's got his dance partner. They do. So what are you going to do with Sammy?
Yeah, that's the only thing, man. He's and Sammy's a team player, always been, and again, we don't know these guys, or women or guys, like we don't know how they really feel behind the scenes. Even with Sammy, I know he was proud that he can call himself a WWE champion. You can never take that away from him. But I'm pretty sure he probably like, damn, 9 days though? Like,
Right,
really?
right, right.
Yeah, I'll take it, but damn,
Yeah,
And then it's, oh, by the way, you're probably not gonna have a match at the biggest show of the summer that's 2 nights. What?
right.
What do
But
you
I
wait
was
a minute? So I
I
was
was
the
the
world
champ. I
champion.
was
I
the
was
world
WWE
champion 2 weeks
champion.
ago.
Yeah, and now you telling
Two
me I'm not even gonna have a match?
Right. That's bullshit. Right. So they better do something. But I'm
Yeah,
telling you, if he does a thing and calls Punk the title, it's not gonna be good for Cody. It ain't gonna be good for
yeah,
Cody at all.
I agree.
At all. The fan, they've done it before and they gonna do it again. Because because that's almost to the point where you're shoving him down our throat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
it's like
finished the story 2 years ago, and that's motherfucker's 10-time world champion. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
almost like the big dog Roman Reigns.
Right. Yeah.
Or better yet, John Cena. We can say people say what they want to say about Cena because his career over, and we look at damn, this dude did this for 20 years, and you know about him doing the Make a Wish Foundation. When you really look, when you look at Cena, you look back at his career, you look at what he meant to the company, what he meant to the business. You like, man, Cena, he was that dude. You know what I mean? But let's be honest. He wasn't no big. I mean, I know me and you wasn't no big Cena fans. I mean, it was a lot of Cena sucks, and it
Right.
wasn't just from us.
No,
It was
no.
from every damn adult that was in that damn those arenas. You know what I
Right.
mean? I guess
That
Cena
time
probably
was
didn't really
there.
get
Yeah.
appreciated till after the fact, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, it's always that you don't know what you got till it's gone
Yeah,
type thing. But wrestling's different. You know what I'm saying? The fans want what they want. You know what I'm saying? And Cena just wasn't the answer sometimes because that's all you were getting. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? That was it.
yeah.
It's like who can take down him? You know.
Look
But
on Super Cena.
yeah, but kudos to him for being able to do that.
Yeah, I
You
mean, yeah, no doubt, no
know?
doubt.
So we wrap that up. SummerSlam will be here. We'll do our full review when we got the full card. And that's gonna be a good one. Can't wait. 2 nights. It ain't nothing like getting 2 nights of one PLE now, which is so cool because we sit here and talk. Of course, we sit here and talk about you got guys on there that usually wouldn't be on the card, But then again, you got guys that get left off still, But looking forward to it regardless. Looking forward to it. I do hope Sammy works in and gets that triple threat match. I hope he gets the title back. And then you can have Punk and Cody going after each other for the number one contender or whatever they want to keep doing, But I don't see that happening, but I'd like to see it. I called it once. I'm going to call it again. He's going to be a triple threat. But quick question before we wrap it up. Have you seen part 3 of Jeff Jarrett?
No,
Right.
I didn't even see I just saw the very first episode. Like I
Oh,
ain't even see when they was talking about the Jeff Hardy stuff and
yeah.
any of that. I'm behind.
Oh man, one of the best episodes they've done. They're all good. You know, and we said it before. We talked about Dark Side of the Ring. You learn so much. That's what makes it so good. You get to hear stuff you never heard about certain individuals that you've heard a lot about, or you have that rare episode that's just somebody you've never heard of, and it just blows your mind of the story that they tell and all that stuff. The
Herb Abrams.
yeah, and but yeah, man, the Jarrett, the whole episode, the whole. I mean, it's one episode broke up in 3 hours. It's a 3 hour episode, but it's good,
Right.
man. It is really good, really eye opening. Um, they showed some footage of him at AAA when he had been drinking too much and was drunk when he went to the ring and trying to fight the guys in the back, going after La Parka, and you had Vampiro trying to hold him back and all this stuff. It's crazy, man. He's going after the cameraman. It was wild.
That was when he was the Triple A Mega Champion, but they called him TNA called him the Mexican champion or whatever.
Yeah. But that was like when he got back from that trip. That's when they pretty much was like, you got to go to rehab.
Mm,
Because it was just a little out of hand. And
damn.
so, but yeah, man, he goes into depth and talks about it all. But yeah, they talked about the Jeff Hardy stuff, and that was a dark night in wrestling for sure. Even with you'll hear it's a lot of guys that got faith and stuff, and they're Christians, and still you might hear them cuss here and there on TV. You never really heard Sting cuss. You know what I'm saying? And I remember that night when he was leaving with the title, going up the ramp, and they was like, "This is bullshit," and he was like, "I agree, I agree." You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine paying that money and then get there, and then your main event is 10 seconds, a scorpion death drop in a shoot roll up? You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
It's
mm,
funny,
mm,
like
mm.
I told you, I was with I went did my thing at the flea market the other day, and Chopper came up there with me, and we was talking about wrestling, and he was talking about the podcast and stuff, and I was like, we went to Raw that one time. I said, you don't even like know that the show we went to was like a historical night. Like, it was the night that
Stone
Stone Cold
Cold.
quit. Like, they've talked about that night so many times. Like, some people have no idea.
Right.
And that just popped up in my mind, man. I was just thinking about that. Some people have no idea where they've been and what stuff that's happened. They just know they were there and don't even
Right.
know the details of it. Like, you were at a show where Stone Cold quit the night, and he's apologized to you thousands of times, and you didn't even know it.
I mean, for real though. Right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But the Jeff Jarrett, man, Dark Side of the Ring is a watch anyway, no matter what episode it is. But this one right here was really deep and eye opening, to say the least. So, and they go in on Dixie Carter at the end too, how she got put out there, like her parents basically pulled the money plug, on her. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, 'cause I know they kind of went more in depth. My understanding went more in depth with the Hogan Bischoff and
yeah,
that whole dynamic and all that. Now I need to get caught up.
yeah.
As
They talked about changing the 6-sided ring, and everybody was pissed about it and everything.
yeah,
Even though a lot of guys said that, it was way more given.
yeah. We talking about what the four sides?
once they changed the 4-side, it was way more given than
Yeah, they said that 6-sided ring was a little rough.
Yeah, a little stiff.
Yeah, it was different.
Yeah,
but
but definitely put a little bit more miles on your body than a regular ring would.
Right.
But yeah, they talk about Toby Keith getting involved, and Toby Keith was down until they told him Jeff Jarrett wasn't going to be involved. He was like, "I'm not doing it." He said, "Jarrett ain't involved. I'm not doing it." So, but yeah, man, check it out, man. It's really, really good. But hey, man, unless you got anything else, and all we got left to say is we got merch. And go visit www.prowrestlingtees.com/welcome to wrestling, man. Buy a shirt, man. Support the cause, man. Support the boys.
Buy a shirt.
Absolutely. Don't forget to check out our website, man. Welcome to wrestling.com. Welcome the number 2 wrestling.com. And if you do buy a shirt, man, email us. Send it to us on Instagram. Send it to us on Facebook, whatever. However you follow us. Email is w2wrestling@gmail.com. So, hey, man, episode 84 in the books, unless you got anything else.
Nah, man, just people like, comment, subscribe.
Hey, man, shout out to all subscribers, but shout out to all the new subscribers, man. Y'all been moving the needle a little bit in the last couple of weeks, and we really appreciate it. And glad you're here. Glad you're part of the ride, and know we're going to be here for a long time. And you want to know why? This is Welcome to Wrestling. You got anything, bro? We good?
Hey, man, we good, man. On till the next one.
Hey, guys, we'll see you guys next week, man. Welcome to Wrestling. Love y'all.
Welcome to Wrestling.
Welcome to Wrestling, Chetty Bobby. Welcome to Wrestling with Big E and the POT. Podcast tag champs of the whole world, slamming like a DDT. Got it like just like a figure four. Hulk Hogan, all they do is flex. Talking wrestling while they get the dough. Off the top like a superplex. Think they letting up? Hell no. Dusty Rose with the elbow. From the corner like a stinging splash. Straight to the face, I know you felt those. Hey, y'all crying out for help though. Rising up like the dead man. About to go upside your head like Stone Cold with the bedpan. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Bottom line, if you want the facts, welcome to wrestling where you need to be. Chetty Bobby, this show improved like John Cena, you ain't seeing me. Yeah.